Okay, so the other method of removing bricks is one we use all the time. So we're going to remove this one out of here. I'm going to be using the Arbortech. That's an Arbortech right there. The blades are they're cut in that motion. It's virtually dust free, although you can put the boot on and put the hoover onto the back of the machine, which goes down there. Got the adapter, and then you've got the boot that goes over, the rubber boot. I prefer when I'm plunge cutting not to have the boot on. I find it a lot easier, you can see what you're doing. And it's as easy as this. And that's it. Obviously this one's no good, but I could probably cut this with the Arbortech, cut that in half and use it as a whatever on the corner of a reveal. What we do, it's got one of the reclaimed bricks that we bought the other week. Frog out. There we do. Slide a reclaimed brick in. Again, it's as easy as that, and it's as quick as that with the Arbortech. Yeah. If you've got bricks with faces, it's just spalled. I think it's well worth making the effort to cut the brick out, even though it is spalled on the front. You know, like this but worse. You can take the brick out, turn it round and put it in. Providing you've got a decent bit on the end of the reveal here, you're fine failing that, just turn it over, put it frog down, straight in. This is as easy as that. Obviously when you put these bricks in, make sure that you wet all this first, because these are so dry and the moisture, it will just suck the moisture straight out of the lime. So you want it quite wet when you put the lime mortar back in. It needs to be quite wet. Not only that, it helps you position the brick and get it straight. I'm not using a string line for this, but we'll help get it straight. The softer the muck is, the more pliable and the more you've got to manoeuvre the brick. If you're putting dry muck in, it's a case of where it is where it sits. So yeah, that's the method with the Arbortech. As you can see, it doesn't take 2 minutes really. I'll have to time it. But yeah, it's the method I use. Days of drilling are gone, mate. Days of drilling are gone. Anything that makes your life easy and saves you a bit of money. Alright, yeah, okay, so the machine was like 1,200 quid. But it doesn't stop there. You can get different blades. You can get the conservation blades, which are thinner, small blades. Ideal for raking out when you've got really narrow beds. Yeah, and it doesn't wander when you're going along the wall. Unlike a grinder, sometimes you can go along and catch a piece of hard cement that somebody's put in, normal OPC cement, and before you know it, the blade's veered off. There's not a lot you can do about it. You just go slow all the time. But the Arbortech, it just stays on its own path. It's a really good tool. Yeah, downside is the machine's expensive for what it is. It's very expensive, and the blades average between 75 and 100 odd quid, just over 100 quid for different blades. The plunge blades, I think, are about, the cheapest I've seen them is 65 quid. Then you've got the multi-purpose ones, which I've got in the bag there. But yeah, no, just check them out online. I've got this one from FFX. I had a really good deal on it. I got a £60 voucher, so more or less I got £60 off of it, which was, good. I thought about buying a second-hand one again, but you know what? Stick to new. I've got a guarantee with it. Anything goes wrong, push, chuck it back. And you get all the belts for these. There's nothing can't be fixed on them really. I think that's why they are what they are and the money they are. You can change bits and pieces on the inside. It's easy enough to access. So anyway, that's the Arbortech, also 175, and that's what I use. This ain't an advert. It's I bought the machine, so yeah, I don't mind doing a review on it. And that's it, folks. So that's the brick cutting out that I promised you. Some of it took a bit longer than it did coming down to get it on. To film it, we need to crack on with this job. I can see some really crap weather coming up, so while the sun shines, make way, innit, But I've been putting a few more videos up. I might film a couple more today, doing the reveal. I've got another reveal over there to do. These have all done this, so yeah, hope you enjoyed that. If you like and get any sort of value out of my videos, please like and subscribe. It does help the channel out. We're only small. I've only got a few subscribers, but the more I can get out there teaching people how to do this shit themselves, it's the better for you. You don't want to be paying thousands of pounds to have it done. You can do it yourself and do it leisurely over, how long you ever want to take, and your days off, or a few hours. Get in there and have a go. It's not hard. But let's start getting lime back in these old buildings. Yeah. Don't cut corners and use standard cement, because longer down the road or further down the road, It's going to end up costing you money if you intend to stay in the place. You know, give them a bit of love, let them breathe again. You know, when I say breathe, they don't breathe, but it's just a saying, layman's terms. Permeate. It's nice to bring a bit of life back in these old buildings. I love it. I'm passionate. You know, when I talk about it, people think I'm a bit of a weirdo. But no, it's nice working on old buildings. I love it. Especially when you get to the beams and, you know, Tudors, and, you know, I enjoy that part. Just restoring something how it should be, you know. It's 8 months down the line, it's all going to start drying out inside the houses. They haven't got any damp issues. And I wouldn't be surprised whether, you know, they've had a few damp problems, because it was like shoddy work. That was, you know, when they pointed it sand and cement. So yeah, on old buildings, just put lime back into them. And I've had this cough since yesterday. I went to the shop this morning, cough. People look at you strange, don't they, in this COVID time? But yeah, no, it's cool, and it's well, it's dust free. Well, it is dust free when you're using the Arbortech. It's yeah, it's a good bit of kit. I like it. So like I said, if you're getting any value out of my videos, you're learning a little bits and pieces, you know, take the plunge, do it yourself, go for it. It's not rocket science, it's not hard. It's all about the mix. Again, I'll pop a video up on how to mix it, and it's not a science, you know, just get your quantities dead right. And again, it's the amount of water that you use and put into it. So, right, lime mortar.